Hey everyone, this is Maou Cosplay, and today I'm going to show you how I styled my Toga Wig. So first off, I started with a medium-length dark blonde wig. This wig wasn't intended to be tied up or separated at the back, so we're really starting from the beginning here. First step is to brush out and straighten the wig so that there's an easy starting point. I clip out the section that I'll be using for her bangs. I actually make a mistake here that I'll be fixing later in the video. So here I separate the hair down the middle and then take out a little section right in the center. I take that center section and clip it out of the way just for now. I also clip out some of the wefts at the neck so that I can use that later. One of the more difficult parts of this is to get the pigtails up at an equal height. I struggle with this a lot. One tip I can offer is to use rubber bands instead of regular hair ties, because the rubber bands will hold onto the wig fibers much better. Make sure to keep a reference on hand. One of the best ways to put up pigtails is to forego the mannequin head and put the wig on your own head. This is to make sure that the wig will still fit your head, even when the pigtails are tight. While the wig is on your head, make sure to stretch the wig cap so that it'll fit comfortably. So once the pigtails are up, I put the wig back on the head so that I can neaten it up a bit. I pin the wig down, stretching it again to keep the shape I need. So once it's neat enough, now I focus on that center section I took out earlier. This is going to be the most important part for hiding the weft for that center parting. The method that I'm using here might be a little difficult to explain, so I hope you can see what I'm doing. Basically, I'm taking a small strip of hair from one side and then pulling it over to the other, making a weave effect. Then I take the pieces and pull them into place on their respective pigtail, neatening the center as I go. I find that looping the hair from the bottom gives the most coverage for the center wefts. I secure the hair with another rubber band. A little spritz of hairspray helps hold it in place. With that bottom section of hair, I shorten it to create the effect of baby hairs, making the wig look a lot more natural and hide my own hair underneath. I save all the extra hair for later, because I'm gonna need it. You didn't see me section off these side pieces, but these are the little tufts that are gonna go in front of my ears and hide my own natural hair even more. Back to the pigtails. I go straight in with a hot glue gun and secure as much of the fibers as I can because I don't want any of this moving. I squeeze hot glue into the pigtail itself to catch more of the fibers. Then I take some scissors and just hack the pigtail off, once again saving all the hair, which should be left as a little gluey stub. Now I'm working on the bases of her hair buns. This is made out of styrofoam, carved down into shape. And the middle is carved out for the pigtail stub to fit into. I then painted with the base color to make it less visible. So the stub is going to be glued into the styrofoam shape, and that will form the base of her buns. Here I've already done one bun, so that I know exactly how to do the second. I'm going to be making my own wefts or strips of hair using hot glue. I do this by taking a strip of hair and gluing the one edge, flattening it down and then cutting it at an angle. The angle is to make twirling around the base work better. It's best to glue down the strips slowly, bit by bit, making sure the fibers are brushed out. The first layers are going to be covering as much of the base as possible to cover the color. I mainly use a popsicle stick to smooth out the glue, but I also cheat and use my fingers by dipping them in cold water. To make the hair lay naturally, go with how the hair falls and don't make any harsh turns. Repeat the process of laying down hair strips until you build up the shape of the bun. The topmost layers need to lie the neatest, so put extra care into them. For the little wispy spider lily bits, I'm using excess pieces of hair and gluing them in around the bun. Even more extra bits get glued into the center path to cover the exposed wefts. The front hairline also gets some. I then take some watered down acrylic paint and cover any exposed wefts or part of the wig cap. I also use it to make a gradient root effect. So this is where I fix up my mistake from earlier. Toga's bangs have two long bits that frame her face, and I didn't account for these pieces in the beginning, so here I'm using the same method as before to just stick in these two missing pieces. With that out of the way, I get to work on her bangs. They're pretty straight cut with a slightly choppy look. I use a layer of hair from the bottom of the bangs to use the volume and shape, cutting it slightly shorter. My top tip for hairspraying is to use a spritz and then a hairdryer to tame it into shape. The upper layer will then rest on top of this. For cutting, I use parallel snips to the hair, alternating between normal shears and thinning scissors. For the longer side bangs, I measure to where I want them to sit on my face and then use an up and down cutting motion to get a wispier end result. Up last is finishing up the spider lily tendrils for her buns. I cut down any jagged edges on each piece using the parallel cuts and also the up and down motion. It's basically a lot of thinning to not make them too heavy, as well as some teasing. The hairspray and hairdryer combo works really well here. And here's the finished wig! Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope this tutorial can help you with any project you'd like to tackle. I'll see you guys soon! Bye bye!